That other one time I was over here. Go.
No, I don't think you can do it.
This is sad. Welcome back. We are watching season 2, episode 6. We're ready.
Whitney, what is your favorite thing about Walt?
You want to know what just came to my mind?
What? No. I do.
He's dying. My favorite thing about Walt is that he still seems to care about Walter Jr. Though he does use that like as a crutch to like invoke his wrath on every other living creature, basically. It seems like he still is interested in him and whatever, even though he's not that great of a father.
I wonder if he's gonna like, because right now I kind of think of him as like a not super involved in his kid's life. What just happened to you?
It was like I was swallowing and I burped at the same time. It wasn't a good experience for me either.
I wonder if Walter's gonna become a better father after his daughter's born. Like if that's gonna be.
Is it a girl?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like if he's gonna have a moment of, man, I've been kind of a garbage person.
Yeah. Well.
Alright.
Survey says no.
Probably not.
Okay.
Show of hands, who's on Team Hank now?
I'm on Team Hank. I hate
There's
myself.
like teams, but I think I do have more compassion for him than I did initially.
He's fun to watch.
I think it's come down to I'm so desperate to like somebody on the show that he's probably the closest likable person there is.
I want more
He wouldn't
diversity.
even
I
cross
want
my mind.
more of a character development for Walter Jr.
I do too.
Because I think he would be the easiest person to empathize with and actually like. But like we don't really know much about him except for that he's just in like a crappy position because his parents are both super selfish.
I'm feeling like we're gonna need to add characters soon. We're kind of hitting a ceiling a little bit of like. I feel like it's left it open-ended for us to go
Like, we
into
need
more
more-
degenerate people,
We need
but
more
I feel
drug
like
participants than just Badger.
right. But I feel like we're gonna get more blue-collar or potentially white-collar characters. Because it feels somewhat unbalanced onto that side.
What are the
but-
chances that at any point Walter and Hank start working together?
No.
I would be down for that.
Like
No
what
way.
if Hank's situation like deteriorates so bad with like his involvement in having bad experiences that are giving him like
Interesting. What if he snaps?
like post-traumatic stress and all that stuff, and yeah, he just has like a mental break and figures out that Walt is doing whatever Walt's doing, but instead of like having to make the conscious choice of like, do I protect my brother-in-law or turn him in, he just kind of is like, well, I can kill two birds with one stone, sort of, and like go into work with him and not have to turn him in, and also kind of like get back at this.
Or even if they're not working together, one of them has something on the other that forces them to not, like, you know.
Yeah.
Ooh, interesting.
Some
Hank
blackmail
just seems
situations.
like such a, like, I don't know, there's just like an old school good cop vibe about him, like the hard lines of right and wrong. I can't see him, like that feels like a big personality change for him to just go in on drugs. After spending like his whole career moving up the ladder to fight that, to then be like, oh, my brother-in-law. Like, I don't feel like that's a big enough relationship.
But is it really about the ladder that he's moving up, or is it just about him gaining elevation?
Over the
I
cockroaches.
don't think that he cares, like, what system he's moving up the ladder in because he believes so strongly in it. Yes. I think that he literally just wants to be in control and, like, be the best at everything that he's doing. So if he could potentially just, like, swap ladders and be on, like, the high level of, like, a different
That's an
situation.
interesting point.
I just can't see Hank, like, turning a blind eye to meth and, like, just being okay with it. This is Mike's Mustard, which is, like, sweet.
It's our form of meth.
It's amazing. A friend of ours makes it in Michigan.
It's so good.
He's not gonna kill it. He's not gonna kill it. Imagery, metaphor. You can't kill the cockroach.
Metaphor alert.
Where's my money, bitch? Where's my money? Where's my money, bitch? Bitch, where's my money?
Sounds like a Rihanna song.
That mucho
It's the
loco.
middle of the day.
Do not test me.
He's so wild.
Look at that house.
Ew.
I would not sit on that couch for all the tea in China. Oh. Oh. I hate that so much. Ooh.
Hi, Walt and Scott. This is Gretchen Schwartz calling to say hello.
Uh-oh.
I'm down from Santa Fe today, and I was just thinking about you both. Hoping everything's well.
Oh,
So, and
no.
I said the number had been
I'm so very, very long overdue in telling you this, and I just have to take
Oh,
him
no.
at his word that
No!
he's been passing it along for me, and he's been so adamant about wanting to handle this whole thing by himself, and
Oh, I hate it.
but I have picked up the phone about 100 times. I just anyway,
Play along or
Is she
tell
gonna
the
cover
truth.
it up or tell her?
speech. So I hope
I'd
we
probably
get to
cover it
see
up
you
and then
soon.
call him.
Truly,
I can't.
I don't.
It's gonna be a long episode.
I'm just gonna cry today.
Yeah, right. I know.
Oh, it's bad. It's so bad.
No, I didn't realize what that was.
Oh,
We have to
no.
evacuate. Put it in reverse, Terry.
Damn, Dad.
You have 30 seconds to decide how you're gonna spin this. What do you say?
Tell Walt Jr. you forgot something at school and you have to go.
Forever. I have to go
Please.
forever.
Immediately flee the scene.
or Flynn.
Thank you so much for
No.
what you've done for my dad. It was a really good thing.
Ooh.
She's
You're very
like,
welcome.
Oh,
We're gonna find a way to repay you. No. Your
oh.
purse.
She looks.
Good to see you.
that was.
And you and Elliot are welcome anytime, really.
So what do we have here that you don't already have yourselves?
I have never seen
So good to see
physical interaction in the show that
Nice
didn't
meeting
make
you.
me want to
Cringe.
jump off of the bridge.
Skylar,
Please.
Ooh.
Please.
somebody who finally won't just do whatever you told him to do because,
When you found a character to get behind. It's
yeah,
Gretchen.
it's Gretchen.
Pull it out of your butts. Right now. Or I go grab a flashlight and some pliers and go exploring. What's it gonna be, yo? Come on! There you go.
No.
Yep.
It's nature's coin purse.
All right, come on the table. Me and the split just boosted it, yo. She's like an ant, man. She can lift 100 times her own weight.
Did he just
For real.
call her?
The hell am I supposed to do with this? Help me break it open. Take out the money, get paid.
I have to take a shower. Huey and Louie over here.
Shoot you both in the face.
Yeah, and they're murderers, so like they don't have an issue like trying to figure
We're
out
just
how
gonna
to off
hang
him.
out until the cops show up.
Oh my gosh, seriously.
Yeah.
I owe you an apology, and I have apologized. I am very sorry, Gretchen.
You tell your wife that in fact we are paying for your treatment without our knowledge, against our will. You involve us in your lie, and you sit here and tell me that that is none of my business.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the size of it.
What happened to you?
Truly.
To build your little empire on my work?
How can you say that to me? You walked away. You abandoned us. Me, Ellie.
Rich girl just adding to your millions.
Ooh! You've been sitting on that
I don't
one.
even know.
Ooh, wipe that look off your face.
So sorry for you, Walt.
You.
Ooh.
You've really
There's Heisenberg.
ruined everything.
Go tell his wife.
Right this minute.
That's what I'd like.
Yeah, bye.
I don't like Walter. Go tell his wife. Tattle. 100% go tattle.
Wow, I hate this episode.
Something bad's about to happen to Jesse.
Gretchen called about an hour ago. Yes. They're cutting off the money.
Oh.
She's a better
She
person than me.
sounded apologetic. And all of a sudden, she's in a big hurry to leave, and then the two of you are talking in the driveway.
Oh.
Walt,
She's gonna think
I
that
don't.
they were having an affair?
Tell us what.
Cash pooler and leveraged.
Oh my
quarterly decline,
gosh.
Yada, yada, yada.
I
But there's
hate
truth.
you. You big idiot.
Broke. Prideful people.
Ugh.
Oh my god.
Not to sound selfish. Wow. As far as we go,
Uh-oh.
we'll get through this.
If he gets laid tonight, I'm walking.
Oh my gosh. I hope you get hit by a car.
Here he is doing this, and yet Jesse's on the floor of some meth head's living room.
Yeah. Getting the crap kicked out of him again.
And Walt's just living life like this.
Wow.
Do people at this point in the show actually like
Walt.
right, like are totally
People
behind him?
like Walt.
Yeah, that's because people are stupid.
Shut the hell up, you dumb skank. I'm trying to concentrate.
Don't use that word.
He's
I've
really
learned that,
into
and I've known her for 5 minutes, and I know she does not like being called a skank.
She gonna drop that on your head, bro.
Huh? You hear me, skank?
She gonna push that on your head.
No, 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 no,
Yeah,
no,
she's
no,
gonna
no, no,
squish
no,
him.
no, no, no.
Dude.
Ain't no skank.
You're lying.
If you don't take the kid out of there, Jesse, I'm
Like a
gonna
genie out
think
the bottle. You gotta rub me the highway.
the ATM just needed to commit murder, and then
Holy crap.
Kid!
come on, man.
911.
Okay. I can.
You keep your eyes closed. You keep them closed. It's good. It's good.
I can't handle it.
You wait right here. Okay? Just don't go back inside. Alright? You stay right here. Okay? You have a good rest of your life.
Oh my god.
Oh. I'm gonna turn my anger towards you soon.
Do you think Jesse handled the situation correctly?
Oh boy.
Yes. I mean, I would have a lot of questions as a cop showing up and be like, who called 911? She's on drugs, passed out. She wouldn't have done it. He's smushed. Kids on the front porch. There was obviously a third person here.
Mm-hmm.
But I can understand, like, yes, I can appreciate that you knew you couldn't take the kid. 911 was the best option to kind of wrap this part up. But
Mm-hmm.
any good detective is going to be like, who called 911? Also, how do they have a working landline?
There was like an element of almost comedic relief between the two junkies a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
you know, they kind of put Jesse, like you thought that situation was offsetting the tension of Walter and Skylar and Gretchen. And so it felt like okay, let's go back to these, like, you know, junkies just slapping each other. But then, yeah, it took a turn. That was hard to watch. That was difficult. It was just hard. The kid, that was painful. That was awful.
So if you're Gretchen, you just call Skylar and tell her everything?
If I just sat across the table from you asking for an explanation and you just yelled F you in my face, you better know I'm calling your wife. Like, you think you're going to scream F you in my face in public and that I'm just going to take that and just go home and be okay and let you keep lying? No, you're out of your mind. I would 100% call your wife. Like, you don't have the upper hand in this.
Right.
You have no say over what I get to do. This isn't how we do things. I think Walter's just used to getting his way with Jesse, that he thinks, oh, if I scream and I get angry enough, I get to do what I want.
What if they really did cut him out and he's remembering it right and she's remembering it wrong?
Then be a man and deal with the fact that you need to forgive people and not live the rest of your life dragging people into your cycle of bitterness.
Right, like just waiting for
Boom.
your, yeah.
Because, like, if all of that really was like, oh, now we've reached, like, the real tension, like, eruption, and, like, you really just wanted to tell that lady off, like, the whole time, like, okay, that's literally nobody else's fault, and they are not paying, like, you're not making them pay at all, like, you're making all of these other people pay for the stupid web of lies that you have weaved over being butthurt about something that now you're literally doing the same thing to Jesse. So again, I really don't feel bad for you. And they offered to pay for your treatment and you said no.
Right.
So there again, it's like, yeah, your
I don't know,
pride
I have
is
a hard
bigger
time
than
with
your issue.
How, like, to me, if they really cut you out of things, why would they invite you to his birthday party? Why would they stay in contact with you and try and
That would
reach
be
out
like
friendship?
if they're like extremely narcissistic, for sure. Like I could see that behavior happening, but that does not make me feel like the way that she has been behaving in their conversations doesn't indicate that the problem is them.
Right.
It kind of indicates that he is, again, like he created some alter universe, like where he's just like living in the result of all of his fabrications and has made his wife think that they cut him out of all of his work and blah blah blah, when it's like, yeah, maybe
something else happened.
Yeah.
That was his fault.
Or like, you know, all those scenes, there were like a couple of those scenes between him and Gretchen where they were like kind of close or whatever, and so maybe something happened that had literally nothing to do with the work, that like he had to leave or he had to get out, and it's still kind of like, okay, like,
Are we
get
ever gonna
over
find
it.
that out? Do they go back to that story?
So yes. So yeah, obviously they do. I think that Jesse handled the situation as well as he could have.
Right.
Again, I think that the whole tension now is literally like that conversation that Walter and Jesse had between the two cars, where Walter was getting his panties all in a twist over $1,000.
That was a tipping point for me.
And Jesse is like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, I'm out here like putting my neck on the line every single day to sell this crap, and like I already have a criminal record, and you're doing literally nothing, and everyone thinks that you're this like amazing person that just happens to have cancer.
Right.
We'll see how upset he got over $1,000. Think about the millions he lost out on.
Right.
Right. So then it's kind of like the differentiation between like the obvious truth of the situations is like really difficult at this point for me to handle, because he is sitting on the couch lying through his teeth to his pregnant wife about some millionaire who wants to pay for his treatment, but he is refusing. Like, if he would just accept it, they wouldn't be in any of this situation. And then Jesse is on the bottom of the totem pole of like this life of crime situation, watching people be like savagely murdered, like, and seeing the end results of like having junkies basically be buying this product that they're creating, which is another moral thing altogether. It's like, never mind the fact that you're not telling the truth. How about you're making something that you yourself would never actively use because it destroys you?
Yeah.
Evidence, there's a child that is like obviously not been taken care of like in any capacity for however long, and these people are willing to kill each other just to have like another hit. That's the world that Jesse's living in, while you're talking to your Bentley friend about how she cheated you out of money. It's just like,
and I feel like we
let's
addressed
consider
this back in the episode, I think, where they were at the party. I think we said this, where it was like, oh, if they cut you out, like, if that's really what happened and you've been carrying on to this need for justice, like, do a little work in your brain to be like, yeah, pay for my cancer treatment. You owe me that much, and then move on. Like, he says no, flips you the bird, and also is prideful and thinks you owe him something. Like, you really could have made those two things work in your favor. You know what I mean?
You could have, like, canceled out both of them together.
Right. Two birds, one stone.
Done different division.
A lot harder for yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Walter said he owed her an apology, but not an explanation.
Then he was like, I've already apologized twice.
And then does it.
So what more? Like, I'm done. I did my thing. And it's like, okay, you live in this weird altered state of morality where, like, you're the king and you make all the rules, and as long as you follow all of your rules, you feel like everything that you do is justified, and you can just be exacting and, like, strategic in how other people are playing a part in your little Ponzi scheme.
Yeah.
It's like,
according to...
She sat there and just, like, bold-faced told him the truth. It was like, what is wrong with you? Like, you're not the same that you used to be. What happened to you? Like, it was giving him, like, a chance to, like, come clean or to have some, like, gut check moment, because she's, like, a third party to the whole situation. It's kind of like she's out in left field, comes in, is like, oh, I used to know you, and now you're obviously not the same. And, like, the confrontation of truth basically causes him to react more like a troll. So it's like,
And based on what she said in context clues, he kind of abandoned their romantic relationship without a lot of explanation. So then here he is once again doing something
not giving
unfair
explanations.
and not giving explanations. So in a sense, like, in the same way when you break up with someone, you have to explain to me why you're breaking up with me. Like, sometimes, no, not necessarily. Like, they just don't want to be with you, move on. So in some sense, it's like, does anyone ever really owe anyone an explanation for anything?
Right.
Or if you do, then twice now he has, done that to her. So it's just interesting. I think it speaks more to how what he does with people that are no longer useful to him.
Yeah, he's just a huge hypocrite in basically every capacity.
Are we still enjoying the show?
A lot.
Have I ever enjoyed the show?
Opposite answers.
Not sure.
Okay, then would you say it's a good show?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Well, yeah. Dad.
It's a good show. I mean, like, it poses lots of questions and, like, makes you think about things. But, like, I really seriously question, like, the human race, if they all are at this point still rooting for Walter.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I wouldn't say all by any means.
what effect does Skylar's pregnancy actually have on how Skylar is behaving?
Right. Was I being demeaning? Question mark. Or ignorant? Question mark.
I think a lot of the ways that she is she is that way with or without being pregnant.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think that like the way that they are treating each other is like appeased or made worse by the fact that she's pregnant. I think it just is kind of like that's like an extra plot thing that is going to spiral into
Right.
another plot thing.
But to break the I guess it's not really the fourth wall, but to like zoom out a little bit, the writers of the show are so good at character development
Yeah.
that if we were supposed to really love her, they could make that happen. Like the way that
True.
they've taken us to the precipice and back with Hank and
Yeah.
developed, you know, things with Jesse where it's like, oh, we actually kind of, they're good enough to where there could have been a redeeming moment that was like, and it hasn't happened. So I don't feel any need to like look all the way around. It's like,
Yeah.
it's irritating.
Hmm.
It's a good
Agreed.
show. I'm vexed. All right.
See you in 5 minutes when we do the next episode.
Guys.